Welcome to the Newlife Oracles Curriculum. This is Module 1, which is focused on curation. But let's just take a step back for a second and look at this whole program. The 8 modules are designed with you in mind to get you to contribute to your highest value, to the New Life ecosystem, which ultimately is an investment in yourself. This industry that we all are part of is not served by its current infrastructure. It is a global industry. There are creatives communicating. There have always been creatives communicating across boundaries. But unfortunately, the way that it's built right now silos resources and attention in certain places and disregards others. And that also affects the way that taste is made. Taste should not be a top-down game. But historically, and even through to today, culture trickles down from the top and is dispersed, even though in reality, culture is really a communal effort. What we're building at New Life is a semantic graph that from the get-go is peer-reviewed and open. And you as oracles are going to be contributing to the growth of this graph, also its inclusiveness. And in order to do that, we decided to start with curation as the baseline skill because through curation, you develop your intentionality, your ability to trace deeper threads throughout the images that you source, that you see, to understand their history, also their future, and to understand how you interact with them and the choices that you make and what they're driven by. So that's quite a mouthful. But basically, what we're saying is that at New Life, we've spent a lot of time developing the technology that allows you to be more, allows you to get more feedback and to be more deliberate in how you evaluate images. So let's take the voting mechanism right now of holding down for an image. That amount of time that you hold down matters so much, because if you vote under 50%, it counts as a dislike. And if you vote over 50%, it's a like. And of course you can deep like. Every single percentage point is to be used when you vote. And you have to use the app a lot to develop your sensitivity to that time frame. Now when we look at bigger social media, when we look at, I don't want to say bigger because they actually don't have this view of an interconnected global network of creatives. But when we look at the mass social media networks, they exist on a binary. And that binary promotes automatic and obsessive behavior of I either scroll, or I like, and I like, and I like, and I like, and I like. And what that does is it drives culture to just pave one avenue of attention while everyone else is disregarded. And maybe you've experienced this yourself. If you start an account on Instagram today, chances are no one's ever going to stumble upon your work because in the backbones, the algorithms have been trained by the behavior which was implemented by the original designers to simply direct your attention to one place. And now there's no way to get there unless you're willing to really climb some mountains. It's a totally unfair way to distribute attention in a globe where we know that it's built by everyone and that creativity is a community effort and inspiration is a community network effect. So this week, what we want you to do is to go back to voting, understanding that this is really about your dynamics as a voter. Maybe you notice that certain days you are getting new coin rewards and other days you aren't. We implemented that reward system to show you that what we are rewarding is not simply liking what other people like. It's about always coming to New Life with a range of opinions. So if you are voting and always siding on like, or always siding on dislike, that is not a behavior that we cultivate in the Newlife app. The algorithms are also sensitive to what you do. And so it's always going to be this dance between your inputs and the way that it's designed in order to elicit the most dynamic curatorial behavior. This week, the assignment is to spend time in the Newlife app with this new knowledge of how sensitive the voting system really is, and to also work with the reward feedback, which should give you a sense of how dynamic you are voting, and experiment with what happens when I approach the app when I'm bored, what happens when I approach voting when I'm super excited, what happens when I approach when I'm sad, and what happens if I sit down before, give myself a moment, and approach the app as if it is a learning experience, as if every image could potentially tell me so much more than whatever that initial impression is. And also approach the app as you would just reacting completely to initial impressions, and see how the feedback directs you towards or away from intentionality. In 1 week, we are going to be evaluating the votings from our oracles. And this is going to happen every week, where the team is going to connect with you, look at the voting, and based on the dynamics of your voting, then we'll start to open up the second, third, and fourth, and continuous modules. So for right now, please keep voting. You can always be in touch with us through the Telegram channel, and that Telegram channel, please reserve it for technical issues or feedback. As for any kind of discussion, whether it's just community discussion or something more on a meta level, big visions, we want that to happen only on the YouTube channel comments. Each of these modules is going to be published as a YouTube video, and the comments related to that module should fit below that video. And the team will respond to you quickest if you use that area. Thank you for being with us here today, and I so look forward to connecting with you throughout the weeks and also in the future modules.